So hey guys, welcome back to Zero to Hero playlist of the SQL. So in this series today is our day 6 and today we are going to see all about the creating tables in the SQL. Okay, so how to create the table and how to use the query, and we are going to see the examples. Everything we are going to cover in this video guys. So if you are new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe, and let's start about the video guys. Okay, so first of all I have to tell you one thing, that we are creating like this type of the table in this video. Okay, so our first question is that how to create the table in SQL. Okay, so basically there is an process for creating the table in the SQL. As here you can see, I have made this process for creating the table in the SQL. Okay, so our first step is that we have to install the compiler on our system. As compiler means there is an MySQL application, simply you have to install it. Okay, and just we have to open the MySQL application and just we have to create there an database. Okay, so if you want to know that how to install the MySQL, just here you can check out our video that how to install the MySQL, and here you can get it easily. And here we have to use the database. After creating the database, we have to use the database, and after using the database we have to create the table in the database, and after creating we have to insert the data in the database. This small process in which I told you about the inserting the data into the database and creating the tables in the SQL. Okay, so we are going to see the syntax, that how does our syntax, that our syntax looks like this of the creating table in the SQL. And here is that, and just we have to write here create table and table name, our table name, and just we have to mention here in the brackets, and we have to mention here column name, and here data type and the constraint, and column name and the data type and the constraint. Okay, here is an example in which here you can understand easily. Okay, so we have to create a table as customer. Okay, this is an syntax for that, and in that we have to make a bracket, and in the bracket we are making a customer ID. This is an column name as customer ID, and this int 8 which you are seeing, this is the data type, and this primary key which you are seeing, this is the constraint. Okay, integer means the value which is present in the whole numbers. Okay, and here is the another column name as customer name, here is the data type as varchar 50, and here is the constraint as not null. Okay, here is an age column in which int not null it is an constraint. Okay, here is an city column in which there is an character 50, this is an data type, and here is an salary column, here is an numeric data type. Okay, and just simply put out the semicolon after all these things. Okay, so this was all about the creating the table in the SQL. Okay, so we will go through the application how to create it. Okay, here is an MySQL compiler, and here you can see after creating the MySQL and after opening the MySQL, here you can see this type of the interface. And just before writing any query, we have to create the database in the SQL. Okay, create database as I will give here database, create database as I will give here database name as college, and just simply you have to select every query which you want to run, and just here you can find this two type of the thunder options, and just hit on any one of that, and here you can see our query has been run, executed successfully. And after this, your always second step would be use your database name as college. These are the two most important steps as the compulsory steps before writing any query. Okay, so after this we have to create a table as create table, and we have to give a table name as, let's give a student details, and in that we are creating the two rows. As here you can see, we are creating the two rows as roll number and the name. Roll number will be your integer, and it will a primary key, and another is name, and it will be the varchar 50, just consider as 20, and here put out the semicolon. And just here is an simple syntax to create the table. Here we have created the table with this successfully, and just we have to insert some data into that, and just we have to simply give this syntax as insert into student details as our table name as student details, and there are the two columns as here mentioned as roll number and the name, and here is the values. This is the proper syntax which you have to know, and just run it and just copy it and run it and just run it. And just if you want to see our tables data, then simply we have to run a query as select all from student details. It means select all from table. Just simply run the table, and here you can see that the data has showing successfully. And so we have shown all about the creating the table in the database and inserting the data into the database. Everything we have shown all about the tables. And so if you're new to the channel guys, please like, share and subscribe our video, and let's see you in the next video guys.